Hey, what's going on, everybody? I've been doing a lot of little projects getting ready for my teas, and I thought I'd give an update real quick to show you guys what I've been doing. There's Belle and Fang, and Fang has webbed up her enclosure, and in the hopes of putting this piece of bark here instead of letting her burrow and just having a pet hole. She webbed it up really nice, and it's cool because you can see a lot of tunneling throughout there, and she always comes up and hides in this corner right there. And yeah, so now it's I'm hopefully training her to be a little bit more arboreal, so I got a better show tea instead of a pet hole, where I can actually enjoy seeing her a little more often. And Belle has actually burrowed under a piece of coconut husk. Gotta make sure this is closed. That I actually got. I ended up going out and we got a couple of coconuts and peeled them apart and just ate them. Just had, I don't know, it was a nice little snack, but there's a little chunk of the bark, and she buried, there we go. You can see she's dug her way all the way down to the bottom there and made a little pit for herself and a little hide. So that's cool. So that's the only big difference with Belle. I've also noticed she's been staying more towards the side that I've been keeping moist too. So hopefully that means she's going to be getting ready for a molt. But anyway, picked up this nice little piece of sponge from a local pet store here, and trimmed off a couple pieces, and actually got a little cap and put a sponge in there just for Fang in case. Been busy trying to get food breeding, since my tea collection has already grown to 12 and I still only have 2. Actually, next week I ordered a couple of teas from Ken the Bug Guy. Nothing fancy, but I'm just really kind of testing the waters with him just to see how he does. I only spent like $30, so it was a good deal. But we got a Lasiodora perhabana on the way, and then my Cyclosternum fasciatum on the way. And actually, my fiance is excited about this. I didn't expect the warm welcome to the arachnids, but she actually prefers them much over Red, my snake. But anyway, this is a superworm that I've isolated to see if I can force him into pupae to turn him into a beetle, so I can start getting some breeders. There was an old Christmas container that I had laying around in the cupboards, and we weren't using it. And actually what I did was, and I thought it was kind of clever, is I had a plastic cup from some sort of drink. We'll just say bubble tea, because that'll make Peter Chow happy. So this is a cup from my bubble tea, and I cut the top out here so I could use it to insert. I originally planned this for for my adult beetles, and I was going to fill the bottom with oats, and then have the air holes going through. And actually, I have some air holes on the bottom here for any mealworms or superworms that they have to crawl through and out. And get your head in there. Get your head in there. And crawl out into the base where I have all the other super worms and just oats and stuff like that. And I usually toss a couple carrots in there, but I took them out because they were starting to get old and dry. But I'll probably put a couple more in there tonight. But yeah, I thought it would work out really cool. What I found out is, it's kind of neat, they seem to, when they're wanting to go into pupae, they're crawling back up into the bottom of this cup, not since I don't have anything in it. And I just kind of been taking them out, and that was the first one to crawl up in there, so I put it in there to see how fast it takes before it changes over to the pupae and then into the beetle. But I thought that was neat that they were kind of crawling out on their own, out of the food and into this container. I'm not sure if it's just blind exploration or if it's actually them trying to move away from their food source to go into that larval stage. But I thought that was pretty cool, and I thought it was a cool design because it fit in there perfectly, and there's air holes all the way through. So, and this the air holes up here, I'm trying to point with the hand I'm holding the camera. The air holes up here sit below this level, so there's actually air going all around and through that. So it doesn't sit snug. It's real loose. It just, but it allows it so that they, well, they can't really crawl out, but it seals all the sides in. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, the coconuts I was talking about, the coconut husks and stuff. I got the chunks from. We split them in half. Actually, this is one I still got to clean out. It's got a little bit of leftovers in there. But because there was two of them, so I got 4 halves. And what I did was I took a hole tap drill that I had, drilled a hole close to the bottom, took a flathead screwdriver and broke out this bottom piece at angles, left and right angle, and that kind of created a curved hide type for my tees later on for my terrestrials. I thought that was cool, especially for that cyclosternum fasciatum is going to be cool, and then for Belle, my Brachypelma smithi, that's going to be cool. So I thought that'd be nice for these shoebox enclosures, and actually they only take up a small portion. Like if I had one in each one of these shoebox enclosures, it doesn't take up much room at all. It's just aesthetically appealing, and I don't know, it's really cool. I'm really excited about that, to see what they look like when they get larger. So that's the coconut husks, and it's a cheap, easy way. I mean, they were like, I don't know, like $2 a piece, $3 a piece or something like that. And instead of going to the pet store and spending like, I don't know, $6, $7 on just one half, obviously it's perfectly cut, made for a hide, or you're paying more money for the half logs. I thought this is a nice, cheap, easy way to go. Anyway, here's my cricket enclosure, and I actually got this idea from a kid I actually ended up subscribing to, because it was a really great idea. But he uses Eco Earth on the bottom instead of like potting soil. And that works out good because I had plenty of Eco Earth left over from doing these sling cages. But basically what I did, and I'm going to try to take it off slow so they don't jump out. I put my egg crate on a plastic deli lid that I had sitting around. It was just an extra lid. I actually don't have the container for this anymore. I found it in like the back of the cupboard, and it fit perfectly on the egg crate that I ripped in half, and this is the bottom and then the top, and so that gives them more surface area to kind of hide. The entire bottom is covered in Eco Earth, and you just keep that damp. I took some of my cat's food and put it in, double bagged it in a plastic bag and mashed it up, just crushed it with, you can use a hammer, or, any hard surface that you can smash it on, and mush it up. Tossed some carrot fingers in there, and then because I had that sponge, and this was one of the shipping containers, I don't know, I think this is for the Bee Smithy, I cut a couple little pieces of the sponge, put it in there, got it damp, and it can smell. The sponges will actually get stinky after a while, so you got to take it out, rinse it out, or even change it every 2 weeks or a month or so. But I just found, rinsing it out works really well. But hopefully after 2 weeks, what I'll do is I'll take these 2 egg crates out of here with all the crickets on them, put them into one of my dry containers, not this one but another one, and because it's just easier to keep them clean and healthy that way. It's easier to clean it out, and then I should be able to wait. I'm gonna keep it around 80 degrees. I know if you keep it at 90, the gestation is about cut in half, but hopefully we'll start getting some pinheads and crickets in here and stuff like that, because I got some females in this group, and apparently when they're born, they're already fertile. It's just a matter of getting them to maturity. So by keeping them in this type of incubator, they'll actually deposit the eggs into the eco earth, and by keeping it in where my teas are, it'll keep it about 80-85 degrees, and we'll have some baby crickets in a while. But I thought it'd be cool to share that with you guys too. Also, I used some of that egg crate that I used to have over my salt tank on the bottom here, and I actually put a heat rock underneath there, and I elevated it far enough away. You can see there's plenty of room in between there, but that just keeps it all. And then I sealed this all up with garbage bags to keep the temperature right, and it stays at 80 degrees. Yeah, there's 70 in the yellow, and 80, it's right on 80, like 79. So it's perfect temperature for keeping bugs. And this is going to be my enclosure, and I use this from my fruit flies that I was feeding Belle, which died off because they don't last as long. And so this is going to be for my Lasiodora parahybana, my salmon pink bird eater, and they're fast growing, but I got a 1/4 inch sling, so that's going in here. And this is just, it's a small container, but they don't really need any hiding places or anything like that. They just need the high humidity. And then this is for my Cyclosternum fasciatum, and this is just a container. I don't know, there were like pretzels or something in here, but I washed it out good. Put about 2 inches of eco earth in there, maybe 2.5, and then a little chunk of that coconut husk in there. And then this is just some purified water that I have a water purifier on my tap, and I leave the cap open because it actually lets it break down all the stuff in there, makes it more pure. And then here's my straw. But that's the rundown of all my equipment. I hope you guys liked the video. Oh, and this is what I keep my crushed up cat food in. Just a container with holes in it. I used to keep Belle in that. So in the future, hopefully you guys will be seeing, oh, and I'll be getting those new teas next Wednesday. And I actually added some more to the list. Let's see if I can get them in real quick. Aviculary versicolor, Chromatopella cynopubescens, Ephobus marinus, Lapropoma vesilopes, Popliteria metallica, Popliteria smithi, Zenensis emanus, and a Salmopoeis armenia. Alright guys, those are all the teas that I plan on getting, and I hope you guys stay with me and watch it in the future. Until next time, thanks for watching. Happy YouTubing.